pixels in the neon night. A dabble here, a dabble there, it feels so right. Annie's got the joystick, leading the fight. Level up, laughs till the morning light. Walks on Wednesdays, press start to play. It's a dabble in chaos, a game buffet. Dabble one up, don't delay. Walks on Wednesdays, it's the highlight of the day. Control yourself, no rage quitting here. With Annie's jokes, the lag disappears. Pixelated dreams, 8-bit cheer. Every Wednesday night, the fun is clear. From Mario's pipes to a portal's twist, it's a gaming galaxy you won't wanna miss. Walks on Wednesdays, press start to play. It's a dabble in chaos, a game buffet. Grab a one up, don't delay. Walks on Wednesdays, it's the highlight of the day. Coins are clinking, hearts are sinking, and it's quick wit has us thinking. A dabble dash, a power up dash, warping through worlds in a pixel flash.
Well, yep, nope, I'm not muted. There we are. Well, welcome back to the Warp Zone. Annie's weekly roundup, where me, Annie, that's me, wraps up my week, tells you what I've been up to and what I'm gonna be up to, if I have anything planned, which I have a couple things. So, it's good to be back. As usual, we have Spurg Snake. Good to have you, Snake. How are you?
Hey, good to see you. How's everybody doing this morning?
This morning has been going pretty good. The last 2 mornings for me have been really early mornings. Like I don't mind like being up early, but particularly the last 2 days have been basically I've been up since 6 o'clock, maybe even earlier, and up late, sleeping when I can. Been getting a lot done. So I've been rather productive in my personal life, I suppose, which is uncommon for me. So I guess that's kind of nice. Change of pace. Yesterday was my 1-month anniversary with the person I've been seeing, and it's been going pretty fantastic. We are almost done with the move. She's moving apartments, and I have been doing most of the heavy lifting, which I am perfectly happy with. It's something I like doing. I like packing, I like organizing, I like categorizing, sorting, inventorying. It is one of the flavors of my particular, I'm undiagnosed, mind you, but definitely autism. So it's one of the things that I find great pleasure in. So I have
You
not
should see
mind
my Lego
doing.
collection.
Ooh, I would like to. That sounds exciting.
It's very organized and.
Do you have like a train
compartmentalized.
room down in your basement, but it's made out of Legos?
No, I do have a table for building on though. I don't. It's my dining room table, not my basement. It's not like I have dinner guests, so I just play with my toys there.
Oh no, LOL, tell her to wake up. See, okay, she wasn't not awake, but she has some other things to do in the morning, and I am, I'm restless when I have something that I need to get done, and this is something that I've told myself I need to get done. So, I don't mind staying up, getting some stuff done, going to sleep, and then waking up early and doing it before she has to go and do stuff for the day, or I have to go back and go home and get ready for work. So, it's been several days of, long time just doing things. Also long drives. Her parents live down about 2.5 hours south. So I happily volunteered to drive down there and help get a couple of her things. And when she was down there, evidently she forgot that she has like old stuff, like a couple of desks, there's a dresser, and some stuff that it would be nice to have so she doesn't have to buy new stuff for her new apartment and have a place to put all her clothes that she has. So now we're going to have to take more than one trip probably down south, which fortunately I do like driving when it's something that I want to do. And it's also just under the threshold of where I'm like, okay, I'd really like to not be in the car anymore. So if I can make the trip in about 2.5 hours, maybe even a little bit less. And if the drive were 20 minutes less, it'd be perfect. But right as soon as I'm like, oh man, I wish this drive was over. I'm only like 20 minutes from the destination, so it's easy enough to just power through it and just get to the rest of it. So fortunately, it's not too bad of a drive, and it's really simple. You just hop on one highway and head straight south. So it's a nice, easy drive as well. Ooh,
Nice.
new person in the chat, Big Blue 1287. Hello, Big Blue. I don't recognize that username, so hit the like button. I also don't see it in my my little chat thingy. Do I not have that monitored?
They redacted the message, so it might have went away.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes. That stupid I use Social Stream down in this corner over here to monitor my chats and put them up on screen. It's the same thing Aaron uses, but as you can tell, I actually am familiar with the system and I know how to make it look good, and it's not just the terrible things that just like fade in and out right on his screen. The donations look terrible though, which is fortunate that we over here have super tips. So if you want to support the show, you can go to supertip.gg. The QR code's right there on top of all the chats. I shouldn't put it there. I don't have anywhere else on this fucking layout to put it, so I don't care. It's if you want to support it, it's pinned in the chat and also in the description. So go ahead if you want to, but you don't have to. And I would prefer you didn't, because it's a waste of your money, because this is just a show where I ramble about what I've been up to. This is not a show. And it's definitely not a show unless we have Dee Dee on. Good morning, Dee Dee. How are you?
Morning, Beanie.
It's good to have you back.
Great. It's good to be back.
How have you
everybody
been?
over
I have not seen or heard you making a scene this last week. So, I can't tell if that's a good week for you or a bad week.
Look at me smiling. See? Sometimes I behave and it feels good. And I went to confession Monday, so I'm really on my best behavior. So,
Confession?
oh gosh, don't say it like that. I had nothing to confess. I was like digging. I was literally like, what do I got to talk
Well,
about here? It was
I'm more shocked to see, like, are you Catholic?
yes, devoutly.
Well, you said yes, like I'm supposed to know that.
I am Catholic. I was baptized when I was 18. We weren't raised like with a religion, so I kind of like shopped around, and I loved that whole ritualistic, that structured church. I knew every week when I came what I was getting, and I knew exactly
You know, you're supposed
how
to
to
say,
do
I
it.
really love like God or Jesus. You're
Uh,
like, no, I like the
I'm
structure,
telling
the
you what,
routine, the
no,
church. Yeah, that's the pretty cool part.
that's
Oh,
what
yeah,
drew
God is
me
also
to
cool.
it. You have to
I know.
understand. That's obviously when I was younger. Now I totally look at it differently, but that's what got me in the door, like, and kept me there. I really like getting dressed for church, and God, if they asked me to bring something up to the altar, you don't even know. I was like, yes, dear Lord, I will bring it up.
So do you get
Carrying,
offended if somebody says,
Jesus Christ.
no,
a
a little bit.
little bit? No.
I was baptized. They put me in a dress. I was probably less than a year old.
All boys wear dresses when they get baptized.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Yes. It's a beautiful gown, it's called. When else are you going to wear a beautiful white gown like that?
Dee Dee brings a Jell-O mold with carrot cakes in it. That does sound like something you would bring. Nobody would like it, and then you'd be like, why isn't anybody touching my dessert? And,
That's oh, you know what? I used to do that. I would bring my vegan food places thinking like everybody wants to have a vegan option. And then I'd be like, does anybody mind if I take it home? Because I was the only one that ate it. So are you all right, Annie? What's going on over here?
I was fixing my hair because I don't like that stupid strand right here.
Okay.
Am I allowed to adjust my hair? Do you want me to like stop the whole stream and be like, all right, everybody, be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom and fix my hair real quick. No, I just gotta do it real quick.
No,
Dramatic? No,
dramatic. You're like,
I do it the way I do it because then it lays the way I want it to for extended periods of time.
I know.
We can see your natural color. It looks nice.
Ugh. according to you.
I have good taste.
No, I don't like the brown. I'm going to get it
Okay.
retouched up before I go to Vegas. In I guess personal life news, my littlest sister, yes, the youngest sister, she is going to school for hair and is now officially accepting clients as part of her like internship part of the program. So now she's doing hair, and I'm probably going to go get it done with her because normally my other sister does my hair just as something to so we can hang out and just chat for a while, and she likes doing it as a hobby either way. So I'm
That's how
going
I
to get
got
my hair
into
done by
hair.
one of my sisters before I go to Vegas.
That's dope. I
It's a
need
birthday
a
gift to
sister
me.
who does hair. Do you know how to do hair? Could you do it yourself?
If I watched a YouTube tutorial, I'm good at learning things. It's not something I've done.
What aren't you good at, Annie?
A
Tell me
lot of
one thing.
things.
Tell me one thing you're really, really bad at.
I'm really bad at getting the dishes done.
I'm great at that.
That
You
that is
see?
that is
What?
that is a horrible weak point that I have. The dishes are like an Everest to me. I'll tell you that.
You should have seen me hunting for laundry this weekend. I was like, there's got to be something to wash. I did curtains, I did sheets, I did anything I could wash. Anybody, I'm taking laundry at this point for fun.
I don't mind doing laundry. Laundry's fine. I put it off longer than I should, but I like doing laundry. Because I don't have a washer and dryer here. It gets me out of the house. It's like a whole thing,
It's a social.
No, I do it in the middle of the night where there's no people.
That used to be me at the laundromat.
Yeah,
bro.
fuck no. I do
It's
it in the
like,
middle of the goddamn night,
oh.
2, 3 a.m., and that way there's nobody there. Maybe the cleaning lady comes in, and that's it.
To this day, I still will go to the laundromat for like big things that I need to dry and stuff. And it is zombie town after a certain hour. And that used to be me. It was my peak time to do laundry. So we would have met there, Annie.
It sounds like you have been in a good mood, so I wonder, do you even have something that's disgusted you this week?
Well, probably my sleeping pattern at this point, because I know that doesn't really affect technically, but what we're talking about, but I keep falling asleep before the shows I want to watch. So Casey's gone live 3 times, I heard, and I've missed all 3 of his lives. So I had to watch them the next day. But you know me, I like to be there. So anyway, this morning I'm watching him. This doesn't disgust me. This makes me so happy. I'm sorry, I have to tell you anyway. He's going in on John to a level that makes these guys. No, if you're gonna watch someone talk shit about John, watch KC. Like, he has an intimate, long-term relationship previously. He's still friends with Susanna. So he has such, when you could tell he's disgusted. It's so fun. So everybody watch that.
That's
After this,
Casey
of course.
Armstrong, by the way.
Yes, Casey Armstrong. And no disgust, Danny. I guess I was disgusted that I missed the 3rd Casey show. Ugh.
Oh my god, we have no disgusts? That's surprising. But good for you. Actually, honestly, that it is good that you don't have any big gripes this week. I don't think I do either. I'd have to think about what's really irritated me this week. I've been having a pretty good week overall. So I am going to ask you to do your next segment, which I have not yet got a jingle for. There is a jingle in the works, but tell me what your predictions are for this week coming up in the Dabbleverse.
I predict a big week for Joey Catalano. I don't know what that man is stirring up, but he's stirring. I don't know. He's got something going on. He's arguing with everybody. He starts out real cool. So I predict a big week for Joey. All I know is I woke up to messages about one Ray DeVito had like a psychic or something on and read him So I predict an interesting week.
At
for
least she
Red.
didn't blue him, but I'm.
Yeah.
Hold on, Chippa.
I was gonna say READ, read him.
I know. Yeah.
And you did RED, right?
I was making a color joke because red and read are
I love
spelled
when I
the
get a
same.
joke. Yes. I love when I get a joke. So I have to explain it to let sure you know that I got it.
Yeah,
You know, comedy
exactly.
sometimes
That
is
makes
more
it
fun that
extra
way.
Funny. Yeah, exactly. We like an appendix on a joke that explains exactly how everything
Shut up,
works.
you backstage. Zip it.
That's what you call a tag on a joke. It's hilarious.
Thank you. I know what I'm doing here. I'm a professional comedian.
Are you? Have you done stand up?
No, but that
Okay.
was what
I
when
think-
I would go to clubs. I'm sorry.
I think you
Go
might
ahead.
be at least entertaining at it, even if you weren't good at it.
No. First of all, I don't do public speaking. But
Sure.
second of all, I
Sure.
used to go to clubs and you know when you
You only
meeting
get
a
on the
guy,
internet and talk in front of 10 to maybe 20,000 people.
10 to 26. What is this? 6 people watching.
In this
Annie.
chat, I'm talking about in the
I got
Dabbleverse in
this.
general.
Oh yeah, last how many people check in for me? Anyway.
In general, if people watch like Tukey Soup, which you've called
Nobody's
into, if they've
watching
called,
me. They're gonna watch Ogre Ears and audiobooks if they want to see you.
you're deflecting
No,
from the
that's not a
point, so
thing
I'm moving
anymore.
on.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You'd be surprised how many people actually would know your name or not.
Maybe not as Dee Dee, but people will know you as Mammy.
All right. This is bad stuff you don't have to tell me out loud.
You're like,
I'd
"Ah,
prefer
bad
not
stuff I
to
don't need to
know.
hear. Shut
I
up."
don't want to hear that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think it may be a big week for Joey because he has been threatening, I guess, to release the storage pores footage in its entirety, trying to I guess ruin the closing act of Hackamania for Tukey Soup, because Tukey has the second episode of Storage Pores, which is like edited down and has, you know, production value to it. So Joey is apparently going to release it and ruin that. So it could be a big week for him. Plus, you know, he's ramping up on his campaign trail. CatalanoCon should be any day now. You know, I just need to book a flight, a hotel. You know, I need to get tickets.
Where's
Figure out food.
CatalanoCon?
It's a really good question, isn't it? When and where is the CatalanoCon? It is March of 2026, and it was supposed to be this month. And surely, a man as organized and professional as Joey C isn't going to
Yeah.
let me down, because I am a fan of Joey C.
He literally
so
ran baseball clubs. He
Yeah,
couldn't run an event.
I'm going to be pretty upset if Joey C doesn't put out CatalanoCon. Now, even if he does like a high priced event, and you know, like for a small event, or even if he does like something at, you know, like a bar or something, I don't know.
go.
I'm just saying, I was promised by this man who is going to become the president, that he's going to put out an event for CatalanoCon in March of 2026. So if he can't follow through on this promise, it does perhaps put a large crack in his foundation of trustworthiness for his run of 2028 presidential election. So it's
He
not a
is-
good look if he drops the ball on this.
Liberty Bell in us.
I still have hope. It's only the 18th. There's still plenty of March left. You know,
There's
maybe
not plenty of March left. This is it. We got one more
I'm
week.
being generous.
Well,
There's still plenty of hours left in March. How about that?
Would you go at a last minute CatalanoCon?
I would have to, you know, like, I mean,
After this rant.
who couldn't go to the CatalanoCon? I'm sure it would be fantastic. Plus, Joey guaranteed me that at CatalanoCon, he is going to give me his full presidential, like, you know, breakdown, and I can hear a part of his campaign speech, you know, because I really want to get that inspiration so I can go on and, you know, help promote his campaign, because
I will canvass in New Jersey. I've already told him that, but of course I will need to know where he stands on certain matters. So yes, I do need that as well. So Very interesting for the Catalanos. Can't wait to see what happens. Back to you, Annie.
I'm hopeful. That's where I'm gonna leave that. I'm very hopeful, and I believe in you, Joey. I, for one, believe in you. Please don't let me down.
Aw, don't let her
I'm happy
down
that
now.
Joey likes me.
Joey likes you or doesn't like you now.
No, he likes me. No, he's very nice to me.
Joey,
Why?
what do you mean why? Snake's a nice guy. He's very professional. He's nice. He's friendly. He offers good advice, real advice.
Snarky.
Maybe, but that doesn't make everything else not true.
And then I was like, hey, I just want to sit here and talk to you while you play video games. He's like, yeah, that's what I do. Calm down, Spurg.
What are you talking about?
And then you were like, that's called passenger princess. And I was like, that's what I want to be.
What?
You don't remember this
What do you-
conversation?
Maybe?
No.
No?
Whatever. We were talking one night on the Discord, and I was trying to explain that just sitting here talking to someone while they played a video game is fun. And then you told me that's what a passenger princess was. And I decided that's what I want
I
to
don't
do when I
remember
grow
saying
up.
passenger princess at all. It's not something I can imagine myself even coming up with.
Like, I know that term. Where'd I come up with that?
I don't know. I don't work here. Actually, no. Actually, I do on this show. I'm sorry.
You're lucky I can't pull the tapes.
If it was something we were talking while I was streaming, yes, you can. Because
Yes.
then you can. You can go back on my episodes when you were on there, and you
Remember,
can.
this was a long time ago.
A long time ago. That's why we don't remember. Man.
I can't A-log everybody.
So you're just A-logging Snake.
No. If she was, she would have tapes to pull up.
Ah,
But
yes.
I'm A-logging someone. Everything.
So, I think the court has come to the conclusion that,
It
what?
didn't happen.
No, we're just, huh? Just a big, huh? What?
Annie, can I ask a question?
You
Do you
get
really
two
like
questions.
driving? No, then I'm not going to waste it on this.
No, yes, fine. Yes, go ahead and
Okay.
ask.
Do you really like driving 2.5 hours to move somebody? Like you're saying it with such enthusiasm, but like who really likes doing stuff like that?
Me?
Like what part do you like?
She
what?
mentioned it's her 30th day anniversary. There is a lot of shine on this relationship right now. Look at that smile. There's no. Annie will move the world right now for somebody. So a dresser
Okay.
and a 2.5 hour drive ain't shit, I'm sure.
Yeah, not
Okay.
much.
I've been in love like that before. It's cute. Oh, a cute little Annie. You know that goes away though.
Yes. But whenever
Don't worry
that
about that now.
whenever that expires, then you have friendship, trust, foundation, you have, history to go back on, you have, a more than just, oh, I like this person.
Okay.
Because love isn't enough. There needs to be more than just love. At least
Well,
for me.
Oh yeah, no. I'm interested in what interests you in
And DRWC, yes, is absolutely correct. It's also about spending time together, not the actual labor. Yeah, it like we get to spend 2.5 hours together in the car, sitting right next to each other, talking, or just listening to things that we like together. And then we get to go down there, see her parents, get to see where she grew up. So she gets to show me things. We get to reminisce for a bit, and then we get to load up some of her stuff, which is exciting for her because it's stuff that she forgot that she has. She gets to rediscover a bit of, her past, and also it helps so she doesn't have to, have a new place with nothing in it. So, it's all around good. And then same thing with on the ride back. It's just more time to spend together. So, yeah, it would be nice if the drive was only an hour. It'd be nice if the drive was only 20 minutes. But if we weren't spending that time together in the car, we'd just be spending it together somewhere else. And I personally don't mind driving. I like being in a car. I like just having one thing to focus on and then just being able to listen to whatever I want to. It's a nice soothing time. It's like meditating, but you get to do something while doing it.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Now, packing everything and throwing things away and sorting trash isn't necessarily fun, but that's part of the process. You have to get through that part to get to the fun part, which is unloading the stuff and decorating and figuring out where things is going to go, and the planning of it. So
But is
yeah,
it a place for the two of you, or is
no,
this
she's
her
moving in
place?
this is my place, and she's going to move into her
Yeah, I
place.
get that. I get that. Okay. I see a lot of people around me get in these like weird places, and like 3 years from now, their girlfriend is gonna say to them, like, my one friend in particular, I've told you a little bit behind the scenes, like he'll say something along the lines of, but I used to golf every Saturday and she didn't mind when I did it then. And I'm gonna have to literally smack the shit out of him and be like, because now you're her possession. And like they everybody just slowly loses themselves. So I try to like let everybody know to like slow down, pump the brakes, maybe just a little bit. And
I
because it
appreciate
seems
your advice, but it's important to recognize that your experience isn't everyone else's.
mm, no, it's important for people to say when they hear something that sounds alarming, like you spent the last 30 hours doing something for someone just because you like them, like you're my friend, maybe like
I also like moving stuff.
30. Okay, you like
I
lifting
like
things and putting
I like cataloging, I like inventorying, I like packing, I like unpacking.
I
Okay.
Dee Dee's worried that you're not going to be you in a certain amount of time.
Does she like
because-
doing anything?
Let me finish, please. When you're in a relationship, you become a different entity. It's not just Annie, it's Annie and your partner. So, those things, your hobbies will bleed over into each other. I've already talked to you about schedule changes and dividing your time and things like that. That's what I think she's more or less worried about, not necessarily you rushing into a relationship. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, it might seem a little quick, but this is again, you were already talking before Valentine's Day. So this is like more than a month. It's been officially a month, but it's been a little longer than that. And this is just a move. I don't think you have better foresight than some other people I know. And that's, don't worry, Dee Dee, she'll be fine. And if
No,
not, she
I
has
think-
700 friends ready to help if there's anything that's, so quit being so negative early on.
Not at
please.
all.
That's my job.
I think I say this because I need to remind myself this. Like, I get asked out on dates. I've been like since, and I keep saying no because I know how fast I am. Like, someone does like holds a door for me. You might as well just give me a ring that day because I'm ready to run off with you.
Mhm.
Seriously. So, like, I know everybody's experience is not my experience, but I put it out there to say, hey, if like anybody listening is hearing this, like, and this alarms you, maybe you're more like me, and that would
What's the alarming part for you?
the alarming part for me is if I spend 30 days hyper focused with anybody, I could find
I would
the
disagree that I'm hyper focusing because I've still done my podcast this week or this past week. I'm still doing this. I'm still hanging out with my friend. I watched 2 movies with him last night, which I would like to discuss on this show. I'm still playing Skyrim offline, so that's something I haven't even really talked about much on the show, like about what I'm really doing on there. So, while I'm doing a lot of that, it's not.
no, I just took
I
what you
disagree.
said.
I disagree that it's a hyper focus, and I can see why you might see that from your perspective, because it's the only thing I've talked about to you lately.
And this conversation started, I'm just saying the conversation started by you saying when I'm asleep, when I'm not doing this, I'm with her. So
Mhm.
that's why I said that. And that's the only reason. Like, I don't like, that's
It's
what I
you, though.
mean
That's
by,
how it.
That's how a
It's
relationship
gonna be
works.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand. I've never been in a relationship in my adult life. So you have to forgive me.
I have the opposite problem of what you're describing, Dee Dee. I will spend years with somebody and then not even realize that I should have made a move or not. It happened with my last like friend. You know, I just was hanging out with her day in and day out, and then she met somebody, and I was like, oh shit.
You
Did I
friend
have
zoned
feelings for-
yourself.
Well, yeah, well, it's I wouldn't even know if somebody liked me unless they were like adamant about it. You know what I mean? So it's weird in that way. So when you're in a relationship like this early on, it's going to grow quickly and you're going to spend a lot of time, but that will temper and you settle into a routine. And I think that's the part that really, you know, that's where the fun is. You're working now, Annie, for that payoff later. And you're
Right.
very
I'm
good at
working and
that.
I'm setting this groundwork. I'm setting a very
That-
solid foundation because we'll just say in 6 months it doesn't work out. Well, that's fine. I had a great time while it lasted, and now I can, in this hypothetical, end the relationship on a good note, knowing that I did my best and I helped this person move from St. Louis, which is one of the worst cities on earth, over to somewhere that's not shitty. Because I don't live actually in St. Louis. I live in the St. Louis area, but
Mhm.
yeah, so she's moving closer to me instead of living in the city. So even if everything ends, even if it ends badly, I will know that, you know, I did a good thing and I had a good time doing it. And
Good.
a crash and burn isn't going to change the good things. And my previous relationship, my last serious relationship, is to me a good example of that, because right here behind my screen that nobody can see but I can is something my ex made me. It's just a nice little piece of wall art, and yeah, I could have thrown that away. I could have burnt it. I could have chucked it. I could have left it with her shit whenever I moved all her shit out of my house. But I kept it because it's something she made for me, and it's something that I like and appreciate. And I am personally very good at compartmentalizing. So I'm
Mhm.
able to put how I feel and what I like about this piece of art separate from what I don't like about this person that fucked my life up. So, there are good things and there's bad things, and sometimes people aren't able to separate them. Unfortunately, I'm good at doing that.
I would
Yes.
think that. Well, I would think that it would make that piece of art worth more
Exactly.
because there's more to it.
It means something to me because I lived through that, and now I have something to remind me of who I used to be. And to Dee Dee's point, yeah, you do change in a relationship and you do grow, and that is a good thing. Change just for the sake of change is bad, but change for the sake of growth and change for the sake of progress and change for the sake of, moving on is always good, even if it's hard, even if it's uncomfortable.
So that's, I think, the like root here is that like I'm so bad at getting out of something once I'm in it. I don't know how to get out of it. I don't like, God forbid, the person's in love with me and I'm not in love with them anymore. It breaks my heart. So I sabotage everything. I just like salt the earth. I'm like, all right, I'm going to make you hate me now. So then they leave. So, like, I obviously that's not a healthy way to go into a relationship. So I just get so scared. I'd have walls that are like so high I can't even imagine.
And I do still have walls, very deep internal walls, but I'm very good at letting people into the courtyard. You know?
Oh yeah, I get that. That's a good way to put it.
Um, there may be a point where that wall comes down, and I'm hoping that's what the goal of this relationship is to find that person that I'm able to open up 100%, all the way, and feel like there's nothing I have to conceal for fear of judgment. That's the point of, being in a relationship. And if it doesn't work out with her, then, I'll be single again, which I'm good at. And then I'll find somebody else eventually, or I won't, and I'll die happy either way.
I love that for you, Annie. I'm going to get some of that rubbed off on me.
I hope so. Because, you need to just be happy with being yourself. Because I enjoy and like your presence. That's why I continue to have you on my show.
You don't have me on for pity.
Nah, not anymore.
You're so mean. That's my disgust. Literally. Why does... No, I won't even say, I don't even want to say that it bothers me. It doesn't even bother me. It's just so ironic that everybody despised me with Tukey, right? And then Vince goes on with Rocco in the morning on Saturday. Everybody hates it just as much.
Tucci and Uncle Vince.
And they have a show now. They hated me. He can't do that. He doesn't want to torture his fans. They hated Vince. Oh, Vince is here, everybody. Let's have a party. What? What did I miss? Where did I get left behind and the train kept moving?
I don't know. Sometimes I think that's just part of getting older. You don't realize, oh shit, I haven't been on the train for a while.
A long time, apparently.
But
Anyway.
that's okay. You find a different train going your speed and going the direction you're going, and hop on that one.
My speed.
Yeah.
Slow is what you're saying? The slow train?
No, I thought you were
The
more of a bullet
short
train
train?
person. You seem to be very quick in life, but I don't know. I don't know you personally. I only know you from Dee Dee, the person who goes on the shows and who we've talked to behind the scenes. I don't know your deep personal life. I've only known you.
What do you want to know? Ask me anything. Here's your chance, Annie. Go right now. One thing. I'm going to tell you the truth. No pressure.
I wish Dylan were here because then he would be pulling his speed dating stuff, because that is like the number one speed date question is like, all right, ask me something. It's like,
Really?
that's
You got any questions? You got any questions for me?
what you want to ask me.
Oh, good
What's your
God.
red flag? What's your red flags in yourself and other people is?
Your voice right there, the way you're talking.
He's making fun of Rodney. Leave him alone.
I know Rodney.
Leave Snake alone, not Rodney. You can make fun of Rodney all you want.
Oh, Sneaky. I can't wait to see you and jank on your beard.
I'm gonna shave it off.
What?
We need to get some Dee Dee spray and just go psst anytime she comes near us.
Like a cat?
Yes. What are you allergic to? What do you hate? What is bad smells for you?
I don't like the H word. You say that word, you'll see me turn around. I don't.
H? Hello?
Yeah.
Hi?
No.
Howdy?
The
Heroin?
four-letter H word. You
Hero?
just said it. HATE. I don't like that word.
So I just need to slap hate stickers on you?
Stop saying the word. I didn't even allow that in my house. That was like a sin. You could say fuck all you wanted. You could not say that word.
Is there anybody in the chat that can make stickers or knows a guy who can make stickers? Can I get about 20 or 50 of them made, please?
They should say I love love.
I love to hate you.
No, I love that song. You don't know that song. You're too young, Annie.
Do you know that song?
Of course. Why I know that song is the problem.
All right. So, speaking of that do, that is from Karmic's music, and recently just finished Karmic in Space. little disappointed that I finished it because I was really enjoying it, and the third act of the game really was decent. Really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I really liked the way the companions wrapped up. I feel like if I wasn't playing on stream and role playing as Karmic, I could have gotten a much more enjoyable story for myself, which is obvious, I think. But what the story I got was pretty interesting, and now I'm excited for a third game if they decide to do one. But most people didn't like the first game, and I don't think enough people. Here's an example. I haven't bought the second game. I played the second game entirely by subscribing to Game Pass, so I gave the money to Xbox, and the people who made the game didn't make a single penny, I don't think. So, if other people are like me and they just subscribe to Game Pass and they played and beat the game on that, then I can't imagine the sales are good for the game, is what I'm saying. So, it's unlikely to get a third game, which is unfortunate. The other second game they released recently, which is Grounded 2, is seemingly much better. It's gotten a lot more rave reviews, and it has already gotten several like expansions. Like there's now like a jungle zone you can go to, apparently, just from what I've read.
Ooh.
So pretty cool. I like that they're actually paying more attention to that game because, in all honesty, I'm more excited to play Grounded 2 with Snake than I was playing The Outer Worlds 2 with Snake, because he couldn't actually play that with me. It's a single player game.
Passenger princess.
Good callback, I guess.
And I have a show and tell, but go on.
Okay.
When
Here.
you're done.
Nope, go ahead. It's your turn. Show and tell.
Okay, now it's time for show and tell. So I went on what Casey Armstrong calls the Chinaman shop, but it's called Temu. And I wanted to order a dog bed, but my dog is 3 pounds. So I buy him cat beds because he likes to go inside the little hole and snuggle up. So the package arrives, but it's like an envelope. I'm like, damn, they really shrink wrap this shit good. So I get it open. This is my dog's bed. Wait for it. This
How small is your dog?
It's a hamster bed, Annie. A hamster's bed. I ordered this thinking it was a cute dog's bed. Can you understand what my life is like? Then I sent it to my daughter and I'm like, girl, you're not going to believe these people sent me some jacked up shit. She's like, Mom, send me what you ordered. I sent her the link. She's like, Mom, it's a hamster's bed. It says it right there. I was like, but it was so cute.
Maybe it was
I
like the hamster breed of dog.
But come on, they shouldn't have $7.99. I thought it was one of those pop-up throwaway cat beds. And I'm wearing my Echo pineapple buttons. Okay, show and tell's over. Thank you everybody for coming.
Temu be downsizing. Yeah, like even if you read the listings on there, which is going to be my recommendation, it's not always correct. They'll say like 12 inches, but they'll mean 12 foot or vice versa.
Ooh.
So you'll go to order
12
something.
centimeters.
Yeah, exactly. You'll order something that looks like it's 12 foot, and it'll be like, that's 12 centimeters. It's a little micro version. Here you go. You're going to put it on your desk. A desk for
That's
your
what I
desk
thought.
instead of your desk.
That's
Remember-
literally my
Remember
problem.
when
And I'm,
Timo used to be Wish?
Did they actually... okay.
wasn't it
is it-
I
Alibaba?
don't think it was.
Okay.
No,
Yes,
Alibaba's
I
a
remember.
separate
I remember
one.
Wish completely. But did Wish actually shut down and become Temu? Can you not go to Wish anymore? We're gonna
No,
find out right
I
now.
don't think it's all that. Yeah, I don't think it's all that deep. But like, I'm waiting for a Temu rebrand. Kind of. I don't know. They got to be.
No, you
parent
can still go.
companies
You can still
each
go to
other.
Wish though. Yeah, I bet they're both owned by Tencent.
Yeah, something like that. That's what exact. I'm waiting for the next one to happen because it's all just
import
China
export
garbage.
business.
Well, yeah. It's direct to you from the factory. That's why it's so cheap, and it just is a shit ton of shipping.
That's why it's so cheap. It's not because I'm so cheap and I bought the cheapest bed I could find and I didn't
No,
read.
it's cheap because it's filled with lead instead of, foam.
Oh God, this is going in the garbage. It's lead?
Does it stink?
It didn't. I
Oh,
was
that's surprising.
surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most things coming over from China now are covered in fucking VOCs, and you just go.
Oh yeah, VOCs. I don't know what that is, but I don't want it.
Volatile
and I don't want
organic
red.
compounds.
Oh gosh, everything's crooked. Now I'm crooked, Annie.
I'm sideways. That was horrible, John. I'm sideways.
Now I'm sideways. No, Keanu does a good job, and I'm gonna give Kiki that.
I really like Jenny Jingles. She does a great job.
She does, but Kiki's gets me good. Tickles me.
All right, so I have a couple of topics I would like to hit. So Vegas is right around the corner. And I'm really excited for that. I have been looking forward to this basically since last year. Since I got on the plane to fly home, I was looking forward to going back to Vegas. And it's going to be even more exciting this year because it's on my birthday, and I'm also going to see all of my friends. So I am very excited for that. So the costume contest has been announced, and I'm curious if you are going to participate.
I never turned down an opportunity to play dress up.
Did you go sign up on Hackmania.com?
Oh, I don't sign up for shit. My presence is a present.
Oh.
Oh my God, I'll sign up.
I said, do you want to be in the
Jesus.
contest? Because then you have to sign up. That's apparently the rules. Same.
According to Patrick?
Yeah, the guy who's doing the contest and runs the show and is the event organizer and
It's the show.
Yes, he's the showrunner.
I haven't
Anyway,
even bought a ticket because I expect to just go, hey, Patrick, it's me, mommy. And he's going to be like, oh, come on in, girl, which will never happen.
no,
I
the
know that.
venue won't let you in.
I know, but I'm like a very last minute shopper.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to wait for the fire sale.
I don't think it is. I think it only gets more expensive. Yeah, so if you want to pay like the highest price and be like a high roller, then yeah, might as well wait until last minute. Just pay at the door.
There we go.
I would do it.
That's what I'm probably going to do.
I hope so. You should at least see
I
the
bought my
last.
plane.
You should at least see the last night where Tukey is going to have the greatest show on earth. I'm sure. It's right after the poker tournament too, so very unlikely to be fatigued. All right, dead air. Let's go. Cool.
I'm just waiting for one person to invite me to be there. Like nobody.
I've invited
Even-
you many times. I'm not going to invite you every single time I bring up Hackmania. Hey, Dee Dee, why don't you go to Hackmania? You should buy a ticket. It'd be nice to hang out with you the weekend. It'd be cool if you like hung out on Saturdays and we could watch some of the podcasts together. Because I'm sure you like the shows, and if you don't watch them live, you're just going to go watch them alone in your
I'm
hotel
gonna
room on
watch
the
them in
live
my
streams.
room.
Exactly.
Yes.
So might as well just come down and hang out with people. But you know what? I'm not going to invite you.
Uninvited.
But what
You're
if my
uninvited
anxiety,
now.
my social anxiety is acting up on that day?
Then it's really good because you have a ticket and you can just go back upstairs. And then when you're not feeling that way, come back downstairs because you have a ticket and you can just go back in.
Okay, I'm buying my ticket today.
You should.
I'm going to
Hackmania.com,
buy it.
promo code GUMMY.
I was gonna. Yup. Promo code Gunny.
Gummy
Gummy.
Chainsaw. GummyChainsaw.com. You can get great merch, great stickers. He has fantastic hats and hoodies.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
I don't want to
Promo-
hear anything about anxiety.
Mhm.
I'm going to have to be around people for the first time in years, so on you.
Snake-
Well, that's
Snake
what
is
I'm
taking
here
his
I don't
first
leave my
flight.
house.
Snake is taking his first flight and leaving his house for the first time in like 10,000 years. And also,
Yep.
my friend Mondays Weekly is taking his first flight, and he hates planes. So, if they can get over their anxiety to come hang out at Hackamania, then so can you. I believe
shout
in
out
you.
Mondays. I was hanging. Man, I'm so mad he's on Twitch because I don't like Twitch platform
Yeah, me too.
for reasons.
Just dual stream on
But-
YouTube, man.
Please, but I went over. I caught one of his lives and it was very fun. He played a graphic novel, or visual novel, I should say, and it was pretty interesting. And stream on YouTube, dude, so more people see you Monday. Jesus Christ, I'll be happy to see him in Vegas. I didn't know.
There's also people coming from all across the world. So we got people from Canada, we have people from the United Kingdom, we have people from Ireland, we have people from New Zealand and Australia. So I'm
Oh yeah, Dane.
yeah.
All right. Annie, I need to know, are you going to run cover for me? Because I need a girl to run cover for me when I'm doing the naughty stuff.
I don't know what that means, so I can't promise you
If
anything.
I say to you, I'm going to eat a salad, just know there's no salads in my future, okay? I'm
Okay.
going
Fucking
to
gross.
grab a salad. That means your girl's getting some, okay?
Getting some
So
salad?
you just be like, where's mommy? Eating a salad. Anytime anyone asks, she's eating a salad. Make up whatever kind. Cobb, Caesar.
I raped your asshole.
Ooh,
Fuck you!
that is offensive.
Speaking
God.
of Mondays.
Jesus.
All right.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
I
good.
will run cover for you and let everybody know that you're just getting salad and it doesn't mean anything else. JT, can you please cut this part out? Thank you. Did you see on Tukey Soup that he deleted his last date night with JT?
No? Why?
Yeah. He didn't mean to. He was going to edit out a segment on the YouTube editor and apparently used
Yeah.
it the opposite way. So he meant to cut
It was
out like
6
15 minutes.
hours.
Yeah, he meant to cut out 15 minutes. Instead, he cut out everything instead of that 15 minutes. And
I hate the fucking. Ooh, I
it's
hate the
such a bad-
studio. I
it is a
complain
bad
to you
editor.
all the time
Ugh.
about it. Oh,
Oh, I will sit through these 6 hours with him if he doesn't want to do it again by himself.
reach out to JT. Sure, he
That's my
might
buddy.
consider it.
That sucks. That really sucks. And I love it because I love nostalgia. And my A-logging, I have to definitely make sure I have everything.
Speaking of the people that are coming to Hackamania, Rochi and Eckel, the British folks over at Pint Dabble Pint, they are coming over, and anyone that is a watcher or a fan of Rochi, does Rochi have fans? Is he allowed to have
yes,
fans?
actually,
okay.
yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm a fan
I'm
of
aware
Rochi.
of them.
I want a Rochi shirt. Somebody mentioned on Twitter something about a Rochi shirt. I would like a Rochi shirt.
There was
Just
a
him
cool graphic
floating.
up for it. I love it. yeah.
Just him floating. Yeah, no, it was like an outline of him and his green screen cut out, and then just the word like Rochi behind it.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a pretty decent T-shirt design. I thought
That's all I
It
wear
reminds,
is merch.
it reminds me of old band shirts. I used to
Exactly,
have,
yeah.
like 700 band shirts that were all black and white like that.
it's kind
with
of nice. I like the
crazy
design.
graphics.
Speaking of gear, Annie, you have to model your sweater for everybody. That's
My
just
sweater?
fire. Yes, I want
The-
that.
The guess
Skittle
what?
Snuggie.
The Skittle one.
Oh, I am not wearing this to Hackamania. No. Because the temperature in Vegas is actually decent, and I'm not constantly
Obviously.
cold.
But it's super cute. I said Male for us. It's like all skittly cuttered and nice. I love it.
Yeah, it's just like a bag of Skittles. I won this Snuggie. It is a Snuggie brand Snuggie, and the gift
Sorry,
exchange
I
at
didn't know what's the Snuggie.
yeah, it's a Snuggie.
Yeah, I
I
told you.
love those.
Yeah, it's just a Snuggie.
I want it.
It literally just says Skittles on the back too. But
$10. I'll buy it off your back.
$10? No, I paid more to get into the game.
15.
No, it's at 20. It was $20 for the gift exchange. $42 final offer.
24.
Flip those two numbers and we got a deal.
All right, go ahead. Forget
Um,
it. You keep your snuggie.
while I was down south helping my girlfriend move her stuff, decided to pick up Rochi some cigarettes. Got him a carton, a whole 200 cigarettes, 200 menthols, 200 Newports. This man is going to
Kings
be
or
butt
100?
Hundreds, of course.
Hundreds,
Okay.
of course.
He's gonna be, but
I'm
they're
gonna
they're
be-
also soft packs, so he'll have the gay soft
Oh,
packs.
Yeah. No, listen,
Annie.
soft
I
pack tastes better. I don't care what anybody
I don't
says.
know.
They taste
Maybe.
better.
Okay.
I miss smoking. I'm gonna be bumming cigarette. One of those packs is for me, Rochi. Sorry, I'll give you the
Do
$10
you
or
do you
whatever.
do you like Marlboro Golds?
I used to buy a pack of. I haven't had Marlboro Gold.
Okay.
I used to buy a pack of Camels and a pack of Newports, and then I switched to Cool Soft Pack, and that was like my brand until I quit.
Yes, I bought him a carton of Newports, and if he doesn't smoke all 200 of those, I'm gonna shove him up his ass.
I like this. I had an uncle that smoked Indian reservation cigarettes without filters, and he lost mobility. And he would make me hold the cigarette up to his mouth until his dying day.
Oh, Lord.
Literally.
I'll just
And
tell
I
him
did
no.
it for him because I loved him. He was a schizophrenic, and
I
that was
would
the only
see what
thing
what
that,
you
that
gotta
made
do.
him
You
happy.
gotta smoke it for him and blow it in his face.
No, he was so cute. He'd be just sitting there looking at me with his eyes like it's time. And I'd be like, all right. Things you do for the ones you love.
I suppose, yeah.
Annie, did you remember a time when you were allowed to go to the grocery store and be like, at 6 years old, a pack of Marlboro Lights for my mom?
No.
Yeah, I did that. I did
Yeah.
that. No, Annie's too young for that.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember paying $1.50 for a pack of Marlboro Reds.
I used to have to buy my mom her cigarettes. Like, bro,
Yeah,
it's not
but-
enough you're smoking and giving me secondhand cancer. Now I have to go get them for you. Oh, excuse me. Let me go to the store at 6 years old and buy you your cigarettes.
That's exactly why my parents had kids, is so they had somebody to boss around.
Not me.
It's nice to have
Children.
the
I'm a gopher.
It's terrible.
labor
Free labor?
Well,
yeah, that's
it's not free.
enslavement.
It's definitely not free. You pay a lot for those.
Room and board for a child is expensive, yes.
You also got to
If
feed
you
them
sign
and,
up for
and
it
blah
for
this and the other thing.
18 years, you sign up for that. Don't ever look for anybody to clap for you for doing what you should do. And I'm not saying you're not a parent, so I'm not talking to you, but you know who I'm talking to, the ones that they think that they're great because they took a roof over their kid's head until they were 18. Motherfucker, what were you gonna do? Huh?
I was gonna gamble them, but that's not legal.
People are nuts, bro.
I was gonna wager them at the track, make the kids run afterwards to see if I could win them back, and then well,
Can I do it?
We gotta get good at dice.
Scola! No, too loud.
It's much easier to win children in dice games.
That is so sick.
why? Why? Do you know from experience?
Don't gamble, children, please.
Hmm.
No,
Stop.
shit goes down in the hood, man. You know.
Playing
you know.
CeeLo for a little group of kids.
I'm gonna wrap up the game bit before we get to the movies. God of War is the next game coming up for What's This Game? And as soon as I'm done moving the rest of the stuff for my girlfriend, I'm going to lock in and finish the rest of that. I had a great time playing it the last time I did. I'm feeling a lot stronger in the game. I finally gotten more, a lot more skill. I guess points. Buy them. Whatever. I got more skills. And now I can punch a lot more effectively and even stronger enemies. I'm able to, even if I don't kill them right away, I'm able to do enough, and I have enough of an extra health bar now that I can avoid dying as easy. So the game has felt a lot better the last time I played it. A gripe I'm having with it though is it feels, I don't like the fake open world feeling. there's a lot of segments where you're on like a little like canoe, and you're canoeing from one segment to the other, and you could just go in a straight line to the next objective. But if you don't go to all the little other segments, then you won't have the extra health bar and extra all this other stuff. So instead of it gives you the illusion of choice. Where you're like, I'm out on this lake, I can go this way or go that way. Not really. You can just go in a counterclockwise or clockwise circle along the edge of the lake and hit all of the little points, and then just go to your objective. So I feel like the last 2 times I played the game, I've just been rowboating, and not enough is happening during the rowboating segments. Like, Kratos and his son aren't having enough of a conversation for it to feel meaningful. Instead, they'll be having the conversation when I'm on land and doing stuff and actually playing the game, and it feels like they could just pace the dialogue better. If I were to install a mod for the game, I would just move where they have those little triggers for talking. And when you get on the boat, have them talk a little bit. When you get back off the boat, they'll be like, we'll continue this in a minute. Like, seems simple. But that's not important. I'm enjoying the game. The combat's great, and the story has been pretty fun so far. So I'm looking forward to playing more of that. And that is going to be covered with Lou the God, who you can check over on mornings over on Belly Bros. They were actually live this morning with Dylan from somewhere, who normally is in this square or this square over here. So unfortunately, they were unavailable, or he was unavailable to make it this morning. And so was Jake. As mentioned a little bit last episode, which was hard to listen to during those segments, Jake is trying to get out of the Dabbleverse. We'll see how successful that is. But he's at least doing it by trying to pull out of the shows he can. And it's easy for him to not be on this show, so I respect his choice to do that. But I did still send him the link this morning, just in case he wanted to pop on.
I wouldn't consider this to be a doubt. It's adjacent is the word everybody keeps saying.
Mhm.
But yeah, we might touch on a topic here or there, but this is Annie focused.
My favorite.
And speaking of me focused, I got to spend yesterday, which was my 1-month anniversary, with my girlfriend in all morning during the afternoon. And then once she headed home, like 10 minutes later, my friend Sean pulled up, who we normally hang up on Tuesdays. So we hung out. We got food at this new place in town, which does like chicken and fish, some other stuff too. But it never heard or seen in the restaurant until my friend suggested it. So tried it out, and it was actually a lot better than the last place we went to chicken, the place is called Urban's Chicken, and it looked like it would be a good place to get some,
Urban chicken.
Yeah, and surprisingly not good chicken. So, this other place, really decent. So looking forward to going back there. Afterwards, we came back and we watched the second Bill and Ted's and also the second Iron Sky movie. So we will talk about Bill and Ted's first. Bill and Ted's second movie, The Bogus Adventure.
Bogus
I didn't like it.
Journey.
Whatever, Bogus Journey. Thank you for the correction.
She would have corrected you. Don't worry, Spurg.
No, I appreciate it. I know when I'm wrong. That's why I said thank you. You're right though. It doesn't matter, but you're right and I'm wrong.
It does matter because that's how you beat death.
There you go.
Well,
That's how I did.
first you Melvin him, and then you have ridiculous luck.
That's the 7.
Yeah, absolutely. You know it. Good movie. Kept up pretty much the exact same spirit and pacing as the first movie, but I don't know if I enjoyed it as much. The first movie, it felt like a bunch of jokes and skits tied together into a movie, and I kind of like that. And the second movie felt like a movie that had some skits in it. And when comparing it to the first one, which I don't typically like to do, didn't like it as much. Overall, I think it was fantastic though. The premise of the movie is Bill and Ted have another big, like, pivotal moment in their life coming up, and this evil guy decides, nope, don't want to do that. I'm going to create a new future, and then everybody can stop doing this Bill and Ted worshiping shit. And then he goes back to stop them from winning the Battle of the Bands. He builds some robots, sends them back, and the robot Bill and Ted start fucking up their life, and then kills them. And as Snake mentioned, Death appears, and they have to beat Death. They prank him by giving him a wedgie, and then walk around for a while, realize they can't really do shit while dead. So they get fucked over and sent to hell after being tortured in hell for a while. They say, oh, okay, I guess we'll challenge Death, and boop, just instantly, it implies that they got Death at the beginning, and maybe they did for like 2 minutes, but I imagine after he got his underwear situated, he's just like, all right, well, I'm right behind you in like darkness form, and anytime you're ready, I'm right here. You can't actually escape me. As long as you're in limbo, I'm right here. So yeah, you did get out of my sight for a moment when I had to adjust my pants, but I kind of like that. It means that their entire journey through hell was just because they were being stupid and stubborn. At any moment, they could have just been like, all right, Death. And he would have been like, all right, cool. You ready? And now Death makes it seem like it's a big deal at this game because like nobody's ever won. And the stakes are, if you win, I'll send you back. But if you lose, you stay here forever. It's like, so normal rules? You mean Death? So I was going to stay here anyway. So either I have a chance to go back and I lose and I stay here forever, or I don't play the game and I stay here forever. So I'm going to go with the option of maybe winning. At least try, right? Fuck
Exactly,
it. At least give it a shot. So
Can't hurt to try. You're gonna die anyway.
Death is like, oh, you're staying here forever. And it's like, okay, staying in limbo and the afterlife forever. Yeah. The second time where they're staying in hell forever, a little bit more stakes. They should have taken the first deal, but they play a bunch of Milton Bradley and Hasbro games and end up beating Death in like four consecutive games, maybe 5. I don't remember how many they went to. And go ahead.
Which game?
They played Battleship.
I love that one.
Right?
I suck at Connect 4.
They played
game.
Twister.
Whoever goes first wins. Yes, Twister. That's right. His foot was in his face.
Mhm.
Love Twister.
Yeah, so they just played a couple of stupid games, and they win all of them through sheer luck. I mean, some of it is like skill-ish games, like Twister is
Connect
sort
4.
of, yeah, sure. Like Twister's sort of skill-based, but they beat Death, and Death's like, oh, fine, and they are about to leave and be resurrected. And they're like, wait, can you take us to a guy who can help us with a thing? And he's like, I'm at your command. You beat me. And it's like, wait, that wasn't you're just making up rules now. You already are making up rules, and now you're making up rules that are fucking you. So like, why would you do that rule? Before the rule was, if we win, you'll resurrect us. That's pretty simple. But now the rule is, because you said it, you just said it right there. We won, and now you're our bitch. Okay. And I compared it to, it's funny enough, the same kind of plot as The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. The first episode of that, the Grim Reaper comes to take their hamster, funny enough, and they bargain with Death, and they're like, if we can beat you in a game, then you'll the hamster gets to stay, and also you have to be our best friend forever. And he's like, okay, I'll easily win. They challenge him to limbo, and he loses limbo through shenanigans, and then just has to be their best friend forever. And that's not exactly the same plot, but very similar. It's just like, all right, I beat Death at some stupid shenanigans game, and now he's my bitch forever, including in the third movie, apparently.
I would like to point out that both cases, Death has a foreign accent. In Billy and Mandy, he's very,
he's a Jamaican.
Has that patois Jamaican, yeah. And then in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, I can't remember. I think he was French, but I'm not sure. He might have been German. I can't quite recall.
Yeah, I think he was like French or German. Yeah, he's definitely some sort of European.
I'm gonna go back and watch these.
After that, they take him, or Death takes Bill and Ted up to heaven, where they do some Scooby-Doo like shenanigans and get in through the door, and then they get to God and they're like, hey God, can you help us build a good version of robots so we can beat the bad version of our robots? And God just tells them, yeah, go ask this other guy, because I'm not doing it. And they go find a Martian scientist, well, actually 2 Martian scientists that are able to fuse into one super Martian, and they build robots for Bill and Ted after going to the hardware store. And they missed an opportunity for a really good sight gag here, because the store is just like a hardware store, and it says like, flooring, doors, tools, and then it scrolls down, the sign's longer and longer. And I wish the last one, instead of electronics, was advanced robotics. It would have just been funny if just the hardware store also just, oh yeah, you can also just happen to get robot parts here, so it's fine. Missed that opportunity for a joke, but it was still a good scene. They rummage around in the store, they get a bunch of junk, and then he assembles robots in the back seat, and then they make it to the Battle of the Bands, where Bill and Ted are about to go on and ruin the Battle of the Bands and kill Bill and Ted's girlfriends. Very, very metal show, honestly, actually. Then they have a bit of a fight. The good robots go over and one-shot the bad... Well, actually, 2-shot. They go over and uppercut their heads off, and then punch them in the chest, and then they explode. So they give them a 1-2 combo and instantly kill the bad robots. Before Bill and Ted can take the show over and win the Battle of the Bands, the evil guy from the beginning takes the time machine and just appears. He's like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. And following up on the first movie, there is a really funny bit that I like, because technically a lot of shows and movies and series could do this, but they don't, because they try to take themselves seriously. And this show is like, fuck it, who cares? So in the first movie, Bill and Ted realized that, basically if they just make sure that if they don't die and they can come back in time later on, they can help set themselves up to win the circumstance that they're in right now. So in the second movie, they do the same thing, and they're just like, oh, well, if we went back in time and we set up actually a trap here, and they knock his gun out of his hand with a sandbag from the stage that apparently they set up, and also a cage drops from the ceiling and drops on top of him, and he's like, oh shit, they're playing
Like
time
mouse-
shenanigans. So they basically
Mousetrap.
they basically just will it into existence, though, because they didn't set it up, and they just say, okay, Bill, if tomorrow we go back in time to right now or earlier today and set up these traps, then we can set them off right now, and boom, we caught him. And because technically, I mean, if they actually do go set it up, then yeah, sure, as long as they don't die, whatever, then yeah, they can go set up this trap technically anytime, because the second model of the teleporter time machine thing is a lot better than the one in the first movie. So there's no real reason they can't. But either way, the bad guy's like, oh no, you're doing time shenanigans? Well, it turns out this whole time I knew, and I had the key for the cage. And he unlocks the cage and walks out and says, and I brought a second gun, and just has another gun. And I appreciate that they're just like, fuck it, we're just doing whatever we say right now is happening. We're just doing wish fulfillment. As long as I make sure to, fulfill the wish, I can do anything right now. I'm immortal. I'm a god. And they still end up beating the bad guy, because the bad guy's inept. And if you want to figure it out, you go watch the movie. I'm not going to spoil every part of the movie. After beating the bad guy, they take the time machine, and to prove it's better than the first movie, in the first movie, it's a plot point that when you use the time machine, the timeline you left from is still moving forward. So if you go back in time to like 1920 and you're back in time for 20 hours, when you come back to 2026, 20 hours will have passed. So you have to account for how long you're in the past is how long time passed where you were home at. Doesn't work that way in the second movie. They just ignore that. They hop in the time machine and they go to the future.
Time freezes.
No, they just go to the future, and since they're in the future, they, can come back to the past, which is right now, anytime they want. And they go, like, into the future or wherever for 16 months. So a year and some change. and then they come back 1 second later. So the teleporter disappears and it comes right back. So, proving it's better than the first movie, which is just a nerd thing that I noticed. It's like, wait, hold on, what? All right, sure, all right, it's fine. It's anyway.
Yeah, no, it was. They shouldn't have put that stipulation in the first movie. It was only there to make it higher stakes because they needed to get back in time for the presentation.
Mhm.
So it was part of the plot device in the first one. They didn't need it in the second one. In any time travel movie, do not make rules. Just do the time travel, and who cares? You know.
Yeah,
Do you think we can time travel for real yet?
yeah, we're doing it right now. Rate of 1 second per second. Ready?
Go.
We're 5 seconds in the future. Woo! All right,
I
that was
thought
pretty
for
exciting.
real. I thought for real.
And I don't know. I don't know enough to say yes or no. It sounds cool, but probably not. Anyway,
That's
they used the 16-month like anime time skip where Bill has a big long beard and Ted is like raggedy and has a goatee. They both start playing and they're good. Now, a important thing to note that I skipped over is when the bad guy shows up to like show the world that Bill and Ted suck and that he killed them and blah, blah, blah. He hacks the cameras and broadcasts to every TV in the world, which incidentally is kind of what makes Bill and Ted super famous because now the entire world just watched Bill and Ted put on this badass Battle of the Bands. And whether or not it was real and like them fighting a guy from the future and robot versions of themselves, whatever, it doesn't matter whether it was real or not. It was a really cool show and they hacked everybody on Earth's TV. So that is a really good gimmick to like launch your band. Hey, if you were watching TV this day, you know who we are. So,
I love that.
accidentally
So
made Bill and
cute.
Ted famous and when they were trying to like ruin it. So, again, they don't explicitly state that in the movie, but it's one of those things that, you know, you look at and you're like, huh, what wouldn't that help them actually?
That's a great idea. Marketing.
The plot is a little bit sillier, but I do like it a lot. It was a great movie. But as I said, whereas the first movie was like just a bunch of jokes and skits put it together in a movie, this was much more of a thought out. They had a plot, they, you know, had a plan for the whole thing, and they just slapped jokes in where they could, which, you know, and it was a good movie. It was a good Bill and Ted's movie. That's what I'll say.
It was a product of being the sequel to a decent box office hit. You know, like they were trying to capitalize on the brand right then, and it worked. Like you said, it was decent enough to be what it was. It wasn't the same. The first movie had much more like of a feel-good vibe. Like you walked out of the theater like, wow, that made you feel this. You walked out laughing with your friends and like, oh, that was great. More of a roller coaster ride.
Station.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember watching the second one while my mom was having my sister. I was in the waiting room. And it was like 3:30 in the morning, and Bill and Ted Bogus Journey was on, so I'm sitting there. I couldn't stay awake. We eventually went home, and then my mom had my
That's how
sister.
that's usually how it works. When everybody's gone, we're like, thank you, God. Can I
Yeah.
everybody breathing down my neck? I'm trying to have a baby. Leave me alone.
The second movie we watched was Iron Sky 2, which is basically Moon Nazis. It's a follow-up to that Moon Nazi movie I discussed last time. Again, this movie is way better than it should have been. It's silly, it's stupid, it's fun, and the pacing on it is good. And whereas the first movie, it felt like a lot of shit was kind of just happening and being thrown, this felt like a lot more contained and paced out. So I would say this is probably better than the first one. So the plot of this one is years after the Ark left Earth and Earth blew itself up, people helped settle up on the moon with the moon Germans, because they're not Nazis anymore, because they don't like the Nazi ways, but they do like, you know, Germany and the, you know, the inspiration, all the good things that they maybe pretended to stand for. So they still, you know, teach good things, and they team up with all the survivors from Earth and make a little society up there, up until another survivor group from Earth comes up from Russia. they repaired one of the Nazi UFOs from the first movie, and he flies it up there with a group of survivors, and the moon base takes them on, even though they can't really like afford and sustain it. While the like upper people in the base are trying to figure out what to do with these survivors, the daughter of the black guy and the wife Nazi from the first movie, she is named Obi. She has like a full name, but she's just Obi. And she is like a mechanic and also kind of like higher up in the chain of command because she's like the leader's daughter. So she kind of has like extra perks and stuff, even though she's not really good or adept at her job. She has a lot of nepotism going on. They go to have a meeting with the higher ups, and her mom goes to church, and turns out that survivors of Earth brought Apple products, and they worship Steve Jobs in a very culty way, like adhering to the operating system and like having a closed system and blah blah. It's funny, but like you have to appreciate it visually because it's kind of a boring part of the movie. It's just a lot of like stupid little jokes that it's like, yeah, Apple products, yeah, we get it. If you hate Apple products, it's a lot of good jokes. If you like Apple products and you don't get why people don't like them, the whole part of this whole part will just be like, this is fucking stupid. So I guess it matters or not whether you're an Apple fanboy. They finish the meeting. Obi breaks in and is like, these people are starving out here. We can't just kick them out or whatever. And her mom is sick, so she goes to take her back to her room to take care of her. And her mom kind of just well, yeah, not that way, but her mother blows her off and doesn't really give her a solution to it. And as she's like walking around and repairing things and trying to figure it out, she sees like a cloaked man like shambling around and doing shady things. So she follows him, and it turns out it is the Fuhrer from the first movie. The fashion lady ended up shooting him with a gun, and it didn't shoot him in the head and kill him, so she just kind of wounded him. And apparently he made it back to the moon. It all happened off screen in between the movies, so we don't know how it happened. He repaired himself with like cybernetics, because like the part he got shot now has like wires and tubes and stuff. And also he eats a piece of candy, which gives him like energized power. He like starts glowing and shit. So Obi walks in and is like, what the fuck is going on? How are you still alive? And he starts explaining, and she beats his ass, is about to kill him, and he's like, well, you need me. I can help your mom. So he tells Obi that her mom can be fixed if she goes to the center of the earth and we'll get there. First, as a test to prove that he's not lying, gives her a piece of candy, the same one we saw him eat. She feeds it to her mom. Her mom like de-ages and stops being sick and whatever. Basically turns back into the young actress version of her from the first movie. Obi sees that it works, talks to the guy again, and this is where he tells her, if you want to save her permanently, you have to go to the center of the earth. Yes, Earth is hollow. So here's the location to Hollow Earth. Take that spaceship that the Russian guy just brought you and go fly to Hollow Earth and go to the center of Hollow Earth where our secret city is. And in the secret city is the Holy Grail. And if you take the Holy Grail, that's their power source, you'll be able to power all of our ships and also will be immortal. So it'd be really cool if you went and got that. And she's like, well, why would you tell me this? Why are you helping me? He's like, because I'm also out of options. I'm almost out of my super duper candy and I'm dying, and I would prefer not to do either of those. So I also don't have a spaceship. I also don't have any allies. It would be nice if you would just go do this because it's very convenient that you can. So basically uses her while she's using him to help her mom. So she saddles up some people. She saddles up the Russian guy that flew the spaceship because it's his. She finds one of the guards. His name is Malcolm. And Malcolm is probably my favorite character in the movie because his gimmick is sort of like he's like that meathead muscle guard guy, except he's like also funny and not stupid. We get introduced to him, and he kind of like likes the main girl and also likes her mom because they're both fine, whatever. Anyway, when they're trying to sneak out, they see a guard, so they have to go knock him out. And the Russian guy is like, I got this, and trying to impress himself upon Obi and be like, I'm going to get this girl. And goes to go knock the guard out and punches the guard in the head and like almost breaks his hand. And the guard immediately just starts taking off his armor and be like, dude, why would you do this? This armor is completely punch resistant. It's not bulletproof. It's not even punch proof. It's not unbreakable armor. It's completely punch resistant.
Resistant.
Yeah, so I'm guessing a lot of people that go and fuck with the guards just go and punch them because, I mean, if that's the only level of protection you need is being punch resistant, I mean, sweet. It's not punch proof. It's punch resistant. I thought that was a good joke. He immediately takes off all his armor and he's like, oh, sweet, can I come? And Obi is excited that he wants to come because she also kind of likes him. And he's also way stronger than this weak Russian guy that wants to be strong. The last people they grab is the leader of the Steve Jobs cult and his 3 little minions. One of them is named something, one of them named Tyler, and the other one's Fat Tyler. Right.
Something Tyler, Fat Tyler.
Yeah, good rule of 3s. It's whatever his name is, Tyler and Fat Tyler. I was like, all right, that's cool. Fat Tyler doesn't have any dialogue, doesn't have any purpose in the movie. The whole purpose of Fat Tyler is just to be like, that's Fat Tyler. It's great. His other 2 minions, regular Tyler and the other one's like an artist and one's like the social media manager. So the one guy like does like Photoshop and, you know, all the Apple stuff or whatever because that's Adobe. Whatever their stuff is. He works on all that stuff and helps with the marketing, and the other guy is the social media part. And Fat Tyler. Anyway, those 3 join up with the Steve Jobs cult guy, and so now we have everybody that's going to go to Hollow Earth. As I said, the guard takes off all his armor and throws it on the floor, takes a shirt out of his pocket and starts putting it on, and he's like, "What? Why? Put your armor back on." He's like, "Whoa, no! There is a huge fee if I wear this stuff off duty, and besides, I have my lucky shirt." And just puts on this red T-shirt and throws the completely punch-resistant armor on the floor, and it's like, "Yeah, I won't be needing that." Again, I like this character because it's just like, all right. Anyway, they take the spaceship, they go fly to Antarctica, they find the Hollow Earth, and they fly in there. They crash land because the Russian guy is flying perfectly fine and doing everything absolutely perfect. And then she goes to like help him land or whatever, and like goes to pull something to adjust the pitch. Like when you're flying, there's like pitch and there's yaw.
Okay.
So she goes to like pull one of those, and it fucks the ship up the other way. And this is explained later that it's because everything's kind of reversed in the Hollow Earth. So he had the controls right, and he knew that, and he's smart and was already compensating for that. And then she goes to like help him and fucks the ship up, and they crash land.
Sounds like my help.
Yeah. Complete inept moment. Now she's landed, she has the map, the navigation stuff, and she doesn't know how to read the map. So as she's trying to figure it out, she talks with the Russian guy, and the Russian guy is just like, you know, he's smoozing on her, like talking to her, talking shop, and then also pulls out like a old school Nokia, a Nokia 3331. One of those like brick Nokia phones.
Yeah. That was my, not that one. I had a 5150 or something like that. 50.
The little
50,
one?
I can't remember.
Yeah, little like blue gray one with the little
They were
green
called Candy Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he pulls out that, starts schmoozing on her, lets her mess around with it. then she's like, oh, it'd be helpful if we had a compass. He's looking through it and he's like, I don't have a compass. The Steve Jobs guys go to pull out their superior iPhones and they don't have any reception. So for some reason, because they don't have reception, their compass on their phone doesn't work. That must be an Apple thing. I don't know. Again, if
Sounds
it's not,
about right.
if it's not, again, it's just jokes against Apple. So it's like, okay, whatever. Their shit doesn't work if you're not on their network, I guess, is their joke. So the Russian guy checks the tools on the Nokia, and it does have a compass, a completely working compass inside of the Earth. And anyway, so she starts navigating them, and Malcolm, the muscle guy, he hears some stuff, so he goes off to check it, and he ends up fighting off 10 saber-toothed tigers. He beats one of them and takes its tooth out and makes it back, and is like, whew, that was crazy. They almost got me, but I went bam, 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 and like anyway, look at this cool tooth. It's like, oh, okay. And she's trying to figure out where to go, and she's like, please anywhere. He says, please anywhere but that way, because there's like 10 more of them on the way, like right now. And this guy, he's perfect because he's like deadpan. He's just having a good time. He's like, wow, that was pretty crazy, huh? Yeah, 10 saber-toothed tigers. Ah, wow. And it happens off screen. So, he could be lying, but he did come back with a bloody saber-toothed tiger tooth, so we have to assume he's telling the truth. And he just 1v1'd while avoiding 9 other saber-tooths. So,
Some men are heroes.
yeah, this guy is basically just like bulletproof he's like Vin Diesel in the Fast and the Furious right now. Where he just goes off screen, he does some badass shit, and he's like, yeah, that was just what I do. It's fine. The Russian guy realizes that Obi is stupid, and she has the compass upside down, just like she fucked with the directions up and the ship upside down and messed with them. So he flips the compass upside down, and then they turn around and head the opposite way they've been going because she doesn't know how to read the compass. So Obi at this point completely sucks. The only good thing she's done is try to stick up for the people that came to the moon base, the new mouth speed. That's the only good thing she's done. She sucks. She didn't even tell her mom, hey, did you know the Fuhrer is still alive? No? All right, that's not important. Anyway, they keep going. They go towards the city, and the big reveal here is in the center of the Earth is lizard people, which we know that. I mean, we know the reptilians are at the center of the Earth. That's news to nobody, unless you're one of those people that are flat Earth, because it can't really be at the center of the flat Earth. Not really. That's not. Anyway, those two models kind of conflict, so you got to figure out, are the reptilians in like the hollow Earth thing, where it's like this like dome world underneath it, or is it just a big like flat disc? Is it like the Fortnite Island? We got to get on the same page about how the model is, but that's not important.
I just want to know how
both
it doesn't
the
fall
Earth
into
and the moon are
because
hollow.
gravity, because physics.
So it doesn't crunch into itself.
Because physics.
Okay.
It's a movie. I don't know. Look, they have the Holy Grail.
Gravity isn't real.
They have the Holy Grail and a mini sun inside of the the core of the planet, and there's moon Nazis. I don't think this movie really cares about realism that much. I could be wrong. So, it turns out at the center of the Earth, in the city, is the reptilians. And the reptilians have been running Earth since they crash landed before the dinosaurs even, whatever. They've been here for a long time. And they've been, they found the Earth and they're like, well, we could leave, but this is actually kind of a nice planet. So we're just going to kind of make this planet. So there's a bunch of different lizard people that are shapeshifters. There's like Lizard Stalin. There's Lizard Sarah Palin. There's Lizard Attila the Hun. There's Lizard Pope. There's, basically all the jokes. Lizard Steve Jobs. He's still alive. The big one is Lizard Hitler. So Hitler's not dead. He just went to the center of the Earth. And the moon Nazis, the regular moon Nazis, all thought that Hitler was dead, except for the Fuhrer, because it turns out the Fuhrer was also one of these lizard people. And his lizard brother is Hitler. So it's Hitler and Moon Hitler. Yes. So there's two Hitlers basically.
Wait, so you're telling me this isn't a documentary?
It's pretty close. So, regular Hitler is the leader of the army on Earth, and basically banished his brother and hates him because his brother was fucking around with their super magical energy source thing and powered up some monkeys and basically made humanity. He's basically the joke is he's God. He created the fruit that Adam and Eve ate, and they were monkeys, and then it turbo evolved them into humans, and he kickstarted humanity. So the lizard people were running Earth, and you're going to be the supreme rulers, except for his brother, Moon Hitler, made humans just as like a science experiment. And then humans started doing all human stuff and fucking up Earth, and fast forward to nuking Earth, and now it's covered in radiation, and all the lizard people are like, "God damn it, you ruined our planet, brother!" So, they are planning on leaving, but they need to, kind of plan it. They don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. They don't want to do they want to just stay here in the center of the Earth? Do they want to see if they can go out onto the surface and fix the radiation, whatever. They don't know that they're on the moon yet. They don't know about the moon Nazis. Our heroes finally make it to the city and are captured, and then the Steve Jobs cult people are eaten by Steve Jobs in an irony thing.
I like that.
And regular lizard Hitler, he captures our heroes, and during the capture, Malcolm is like fighting some guards, and he is fighting some raptors, because apparently they have raptors, and they sick the raptors on Malcolm, and they like bite him in the neck and like start to like pull off his leg and stuff, and the camera cuts. Okay? And
raptors are the ones that look like dragons, right?
Enough. They're the ones from Jurassic Park, the ones that are like little the little ones, the little ones that run fast and have like big beaks.
Got you now.
Well, big mouths. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
The screen cuts, and it turns out he just made it through that. So once they're captured by Steve Jobs, he's just there. Malcolm just made it through being eaten alive by raptors off screen, because it happened off screen. No body, no death. We didn't watch him die. Movie logic says Malcolm's fine. So after the next time we see Malcolm, he's just captured, not eaten by the raptors. He was eaten by raptor proof. He's punch resistant and eaten by raptor proof. So those are the two perks we know about Malcolm so far. He's also handsome. Anyway, they get captured, and the Steve Jobs guys fuck up, and they let regular Hitler know that his Moon Hitler brother is on the moon. And he's like, "Oh, well, fuck. We're going to just take our spaceship and we're going to go fuck up the moon. Because if they're on the moon, I'm going to get revenge on my brother, and we're going to take over their moon base, and we'll just live on the moon. We'll be fucking the moon lizards now." So they take their spaceship and they start flying it to the moon. And once they get to the moon, they have a battle, but since he left on his big moon ship, our heroes have to escape. So they have to go back to their ship, but they can't leave without the Holy Grail. So they escape after they escape this little situation. They go get the Holy Grail, and the Holy Grail drops the mini sun on the city and basically kills all the lizard people except for Hitler, because he took the spaceship. So our heroes genocided all the lizard alien people in a silly Indiana Jones style chase where the sun is rolling after them and they're running on chariots. And some people are dying. Like, we watched the Pope get melted by the sun. As some people are killed instantly by the sun and some people are killed slowly by the sun. Our heroes finally make it across, get back to their ship, and they fly to the moon as well. They have an advantage, though, because they have the Holy Grail, and they also have the advantage of having the moon base. They're on home territory. So they make it back there, and she takes it to her mom and her mom drinks from the Holy Grail and basically becomes Super Saiyan. So the regular Hitler lands and he starts attacking, and he starts eating people with the T-Rex. So we have Lizard Hitler on a T-Rex on a moon base attacking the previous moon Nazis, and the previous moon Nazi wife, who is now the leader of the moon Nazi people, drinks from the Holy Grail, becomes Super Saiyan, and goes and kills the T-Rex in one kick, and then through just collateral damage, knocks some shit off the ceiling and squishes and kills Hitler. So he's dead now.
Oops.
But turns out that Moon Hitler turned on us, and he was never a good guy, and he was never really trying. And now that the Holy Grail's here, he has what he wants. Surprise, right?
His name is Moon Hitler. What'd you expect?
Actually, his name is Wolfgang, but that's unimportant.
No, I'm really want to.
We have
watch
Adolf
these
Hitler.
now.
We have Adolf Hitler, and we have Wolfgang. Wolfgang and I can't remember what his last name is, but his last name isn't actually Hitler as well. It's Hitler and his brother Wolfgang, who is Moon Hitler.
I did not know that. Okay.
I don't think Adolf actually has a brother named Wolfgang. I don't think that's real life story. I don't think so.
Look now.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm thinking that they just made shit up.
I forget movies.
Yeah, this is not a documentary, as Snake said. It is a stupid movie. So
Like
they-
picture in
they're-
the Raptors.
they're allowed to make things up.
I'm really into it. Yeah. This is what I like about movies. Is like they're supposed to be fantastical and ridiculous in a way.
Yeah. I'm
The only
like,
thing, the only thing,
catfish.
the only thing I like, because I haven't seen it. So the only thing that would probably bother me is the overt Apple jokes. You know, like okay, that makes it dated kind of thing, and blah blah blah. But you know.
Well,
He's
there's
a
two Apple jokes. There's Apple Steve Jobs Apple, and there's also the Apple of Eden Apple joke. So anyway,
Very good.
Yeah. Anyway, the movie is like being described. It's like okay, I guess that would be funny, but when you're watching it, it's just like holy shit, they're fucking aliens. Let's go. It's great. Wolfgang Moon Hitler turns and he goes to try to take over the base, and during the crumbling, Super Saiyan mom Moon Nazi, she dies. She gets also crushed in rubble, basically the same way that Hitler did. Hitler got squished by a speaker, and she gets squished by some rocks. So I guess karmic justice there. She one-shot Hitler, and she gets killed by some rocks as well. And I guess the juice from the Holy Grail wasn't enough to make her completely unkillable. Doesn't matter. The rest of the movie is honestly not really important. The base starts falling apart. They defeat Wolfgang. I'll let you figure out. I'm not going to spoil the ending of the movie. Let you figure out how they beat the final boss. After they do, the moon base is kind of uninhabitable from the attack, and they need to get out. So they take the Holy Grail to the Ark that was from the end of the movie, or end of the first movie, that the humans took to the moon base to get off Earth after they World War III themselves. They repair that Ark with the Holy Grail, and they take that out into space, and the movie kind of wraps up there. They're heading to Mars now. Because fuck it, we fucked up Earth and we fucked up the moon as well. So, the moon apparently was fucked up from these 2 Omega super nukes that got shot at it at the very end of the last movie from the Gata Damarang that did nothing except for that. So it was supposed to like go and fuck up Earth and just ended up fucking up the moon. So it whiffed. Overall, this movie is way better than the first one, and way more funny, way more action-packed, and a lot more cohesive. I feel like it had its shit a lot more planned out. It didn't feel as nonsensical. The highlight of the movie is definitely Malcolm. The joke I made at the beginning is like, I want the joke that this guy can't die. He's completely unkillable and undefeatable. Like on accident. He's not like a god. He's not like a cyborg that's programmed to kill. He's not. Wait, he just has plot armor and is like, oh fuck, how did I survive that? Wasn't that crazy? Wow. Anyway, moving on. And that is the joke throughout the entire movie. He survives the 10 Sabertooths off screen. He survives the raptors eating him off screen. He survives Hitler trying to eat him. That one does kind of happen on screen. And then at the very end of the movie, when they're flying on the space ark, they're like partying and celebrating. And he's talking with the Russian dude and being like, dude, she likes you. Like, it's go for it, you know? He's like, I thought she liked you. And he's like, well, even if she does, she's not muscly and hairy enough for me. And like grabs this random dude's ass. And it turns out he's been gay this whole time. And it's like, fuck yeah. This had nothing to do with your character arc at all. And it was like this will they, won't they? Like, which is the girl gonna pick? And it's like, I was never even on the menu. Fuck that dyke. Another point for Malcolm, and at the end of this conversation, he starts like having an allergic reaction. He's like, "Oh shit, is there peanut butter in that? And shellfish, and also wheat?" And he's just listing off these allergies, which like he went, yeah, he just had a triple allergy, and they're just all in this whatever dipping sauce. It's a shellfish peanut butter wheat sauce, and he dies, which is like antithetical to his like super manly alpha thing that he's been doing. Also, he's gay and he's allergic to shit and died from it. So it like takes off some points from his like badassness. During the voyage, her mom also dies and they go to have a funeral. So they go to do like the space funerals from Star Trek where they shoot the coffins out into space, you know? And they shoot the mom out, and, you know, they have their moment, they say their words, and they go to shoot Malcolm out, and he just goes, poof, poof, and punches out of the coffin, and is like, oh, whew, that was crazy. I have this weird thing where if I eat those things, I go into a catatonic shock, and my body just completely shuts down. My mom buried me 20 times in my childhood. I swear, it was crazy. And it just completely shrugs it off, the fact that they were about to shoot him into space, and even if they would have been 5 seconds sooner, he'd just be out in space and he just, oh shit, and just killed himself because he broke out of the space coffin. Malcolm is the best part of the movie. Even at the last moment when he dies, he just comes back to life. He's like, no, it wasn't an allergic. I did not have anaphylactic shock and die. I just went into a medically induced peanut butter coma.
Wait, what is the real name of this movie?
Iron Sky.
Okay, because I really wrote down
Moon Nazis?
Moon
Nazis.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, it is Iron Sky, and the second movie is Iron Sky Universe.
That's the one I need to see.
At the very
Is that
end,
the one you just talked about, right?
yes, Iron Sky Universe,
Okay.
the second one. At the end, where they're like the credits is rolling, the entire time, like Mars is getting closer and closer through all of this. They get to Mars, like at the very end of the credits, and then Mars kind of rotates, and it turns out the Soviet Union escaped, and they're on Mars. So that's the plot, like tease
we're
for
ready
the
for the next one.
Yeah.
yes, but unfortunately, this the second movie I think came out in 2018, so it's been almost 10 years.
Time tick-tock.
Yeah,
Who made
hopefully
it?
hopefully it's not dead in the water. I don't know who made it. I have no idea who wrote it. I have no idea why it was made, and I have no idea why it's so goddamn good.
I can't wait.
It like, you look at the box, you look at the description, you start watching it, and you're like, oh man, this is gonna be like sloppy B movie shit. Oh my god. And then you're like, wait, why is the production so
What
good?
box?
Wait, why is
Right.
well, it's like whatever cover art, like I don't know, like if you watch it on Netflix or whatever, you know, whatever they.
I thought you were actually
No.
watching VHSs.
No,
I was
no.
like, damn, Annie.
No, this
taking
This
it
came out.
back.
They didn't. The VHS was dead by the time these.
Yeah, I was
movies
like
came out.
2018 is nuts.
even if it was like a DVD or a Blu-ray, no, we don't. Sean and
We
I
don't
mostly
do
just
that.
watch stuff
We
on stream.
stream.
Yeah, mostly just watch. Well, my girlfriend has a decent DVD collection. Actually, there is a Blu-ray player right there that we were watching Star Trek on. Not Star Trek. Stargate. So we're starting to watch Stargate because I've never seen that, and she likes it a lot. So we've been watching that. But she seems to be interested in the sound of this movie because it is just completely wild. It is a great movie, and honestly, if you're looking for a bad movie to watch, go watch Iron Sky, and then you'll be like, "Wait, what the fuck? Why was that good?" So
Okay.
yeah, you might not think it's like Shakespearean or like on the level of a Marvel movie or anything like that, but it is. They put way more money, effort, and time into making this a good movie than the premise of the movie suggests. It seems like it's a stupid movie, but it's actually pretty good, and
Okay.
I would recommend it if you're looking for just something. I don't know. I need 2 hours to kill real quick.
I'll give you 2 hours to kill Annie.
What the hell?
I'm
does
just
that even mean?
teasing.
What the fuck?
I'll
Anyway,
keep you busy.
what the hell?
You could organize my shit.
You don't have any shit.
Well, exactly.
What am I supposed to do? Move your desk from there to there, and then be like, okay, now turn it at a slight angle. What do you want? What do you want?
Now, if I told you what I wanted,
Yeah. I actually don't. I want to know.
don't ask.
Let me double check my notes here. Is there anything you two want to bring up or cover that you've been up to this week?
I would like to bring up one thing and one thing only.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
I have to get going, but I had a wonderful time. My phone has been ringing. I'm sure you caught that a few times.
No, I didn't.
So-
Surprisingly.
Oh, it
yeah.
was, my office
didn't hear.
phone. I'm supposed to get back to work at some point, so I have to do that. But I had so much fun today. Thank you, Annie and Spurg.
All right.
And-
Thank you so much for joining. I hope everyone goes and follows Dee Dee over on Twitter at Loophole Lady. Is that the right one?
Yes.
Sweet.
And
I did.
Annie, I got a bunch of pictures ready for my which DD are you? So
Awesome.
you can
Sweet.
yes, so I'm ready to go. I just need to figure out how to I think I'm gonna make them stickers, just the outline of my face, so that you really could tune into what I'm saying. So that's it, everybody. Something to look forward to.
All right. Thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
All right. Have a good week, everyone. Bye.
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 All right, Snake. What have you been up
Yeah.
to? What do you want to bring up?
I just been playing Dishonored. Really, that's pretty much it.
So how's that going?
Um,
How far are you in the game? Do you know? Do you like how many missions?
I am on the, I think, official second mission. I broke out of
Okay.
prison. I went through the first mission where you have to kill the overseer, I think. Or
I'm
you-
unfamiliar,
you
but I
on your-
believe you.
Okay. Oh, you have.
I think I've only done the
no.
first and second mission.
Oh, okay.
I may
So
have
the
like used a skip to go to like one of the later missions too, but as far as I know, I've never beat. I'm not familiar with Dishonored really.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought you played this because.
No,
of
unlike Prey,
because it's-
unlike Prey, I am very excited to go into this because, much like you, I have very little knowledge on this game. Other
Oh,
than the fact
okay.
that the maker who made this game made Prey, and we like Prey.
Yes. Okay, so I won't say what's going on then, because it's very story driven. Sort of. It's not very story driven, but there's a plot going on, and the way the game works is pretty neat. There is a lot of overlap with Prey. The multiple pathway thing is there. Multiple ways to resolve things, like with Fallout or the Outer Worlds kind of thing. It's not dialogue choices, but it's like action choices. Like you can
yeah.
go do you can go do this and then do this that way. You can face things head on, or you can sneak around, or you can you could take whichever direction you like. And
It sounds like Deus Ex.
Very-
Deus Ex, Prey, and Dishonored
are all in a category called first-person immersion sim.
Yes.
Which is also happens to be like an action RPG, but it is a first-person immersion sim where the main purpose is to make it so you, the player, feel immersed, and if you make a decision, the game tries to shape around your decision. Like, if you do something, you're like, well,
Mhm.
would that work? Should that work? Could that work? A real immersion sim will be like,
Okay.
most likely, yes, go ahead and try that, and it should work.
And that's
A good
I
example of
really
what he
like
was talking about is like you might need to get to the end of the mission and assassinate a guy, and the guy from this time to this time is going to be in the kitchen, which he's completely unguarded. There's nobody guarding it except for the kitchen's locked, so you need to figure out how to get into the kitchen. You could sneak into the kitchen through like the back alleyway or in through the rafters or whatever and drop on top of him. Or at the beginning of the mission, there's a guard that happened to have the key. So if you just go snap the key off of him, you can just wait till the guy's in the room, open the key to the room, and go bam, shoot him in the head, and just boom, instantly done.
That's exactly correct. That was a perfect example. I was trying to.
What the fuck
Come
kind of
up with
lawyer
one that
explanation is that? Shh. It's, I don't know, a bad one, I guess. It does say
But yeah,
something
that's
that all
exactly
three
how
of
it
us
goes.
quit after the second mission, though. LOL. Which game did you quit though? Was it Prey? Because I did too. No, Dishonored. And I didn't quit Dishonored. I just didn't continue it. Like it wasn't like I'm not enjoying this or whatever. It just I was playing it at a time in my life where I didn't really have time to dedicate to it and enjoy it, and I didn't really know how to play a game that way, or that sort of game. I didn't know how to play it. And after playing Prey and loving the masterpiece that it is, knowing that same team made Dishonored, and I know I like the story, the setting, the characters of Dishonored, it's time to go back and do it. And maybe I'll
Yeah.
play it and find out that, yeah, maybe there was a reason I quit it and I didn't like it, whatever this or that. But as far as I know or remember, when I was playing it, I was like, this game rocks.
That's just it. Like I told you, I installed it on the 1st, and I didn't really get into it until like later last week, maybe this past weekend, I think. But yeah, I end up playing a section, like a 10-minute section, 3 or 4 times. That's why I'm like not streaming it. It will just be boring to watch because I'm like, I like learning the environment to these types of games and stuff. And like you said, it's immersive. There are consequences to doing things. It has a similar system to Prey where you can upgrade 2 different, like you got your vitality, like it's your normal shit, like your vitality, your jumping, and then you got your powers that you get. You said you did up to the 2nd mission. I don't know if you acquired any of those, but like you get runes.
Yes,
and
yeah,
bone charms
you get
that,
powers
like-
from a guy named the Outsider.
Yes. Okay. So like, that's I have. You were talking about having points to spend. I have like I think 6 runes left because I wasn't really upgrading or using my powers yet. I've been kind of just basically going through it. Like I upgraded my agility, so I move faster and jump higher.
First
But
person
I'm not
RPG.
really using-
Well, yes, it is also a first person RPG. But Prey,
There-
Dishonored, and Deus Ex are specifically immersion sims. They are also first person RPGs, but they are specifically immersion sims.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. So I play the sections over and over again, and one of the things that was impressive, and we'll talk about it during What's This Game, is not every NPC takes the same. Most do, but not all. Like there are different. They will be in different spots sometimes. It's pretty fun, and I didn't think I would like it as much because of the style of game it is. The stealth. I'm not good at stealth. I get impatient.
Yeah.
And this game is forcing me to do that, which is always why I like when you are like, oh, we should play this, and it's something that's not usually typical. Like I'm more of a pick up and play person. I like arcade games, racing games, fighting games, like stuff I can just. And when I play an RPG, it's usually a JRPG, something I really get involved in, story wise and now I got story and stuff I have to think about. So it's very interesting.
Something that I love to watch is people who are really good at Dishonored and also know the game really well, and have gotten to the point where we're replaying it, they just experiment and do shit. There is a guy that I'll send you after this, and his techniques are so insane that you're like, did you script? Is this tool assisted? Like, a good example is he will like wait for a guard to start walking, and he'll know where the guard is gonna walk at what speed, and he will like grab something and he'll throw it, and it'll go like maximum speed, and he'll like run and do some parkouring, and then get to a position right before the guy, and then he gets hit by the thing, falls into a puddle at the exact angle. He like pins him to the ground, and then another. He like just creates such huge like Rube Goldberg reactions, all in like plain sight. He said, "Fuck stealth, fuck everything. It's all style and chaos."
Yeah, I think you sent it to me, or maybe it was one of the ones we were watching on YouTube. But I can't remember the name of the channel. But the guy was like killing everybody. He had a person he was protecting, and the guy was like, "How do you know where that guy's gonna be?" And he's like shooting arrows, and because he was save scumming, and that's basically what I've been doing with this game. And yeah, you can I can see that. I can see mechanisms where like where this guy's gonna be. So if you do this thing, that it will be a Rube Goldberg. I don't want to divulge, but yeah, like if there's 3 guys on patrol and they're all 3 doing the same pattern, it's hilarious. Yeah, I can already see it in my head, the silliness that you can get away with.
I saw somebody doing that very similar in a Halo clip the other day. They again, I don't know if they just are this good at planning and like looking for this sort of stuff and setting it up, and they've spent that much time doing it because they have nothing else to do, or it's tool assisted. The guy was on a Halo map and threw one plasma grenade up into the air, and then looked to the left and threw it at one exact specific spot. So by the time the first grenade landed, it exploded. The second one he threw landed. So they both explode. He does like a little like crouch wall jump, and then after the first grenade explodes, it launches a traffic cone to him that in midair he jumps off of, and then the second grenade explodes, launching a second traffic cone to him, and he jumps like out of the map with this triple jump thing that he set up with 2 plasma grenades. And I'm like, how long did it take you to figure out that was possible?
Yeah, these are people that got like 4,000 hours into the game. Kind of gameplay,
Yeah, we're just like, I got 16 hours a day to kill. I'm going to spend it on this one section of the map, seeing if I can do a double cone jump.
Oh, unbelievable, man. Yeah, not because from what I've already played through, yeah, the physics are pretty good. You can tell it's the predecessor to Prey. And I think that when you get further in, I don't know how to count it. So like if the first mission is breaking out of prison, I counted that more as a tutorial and not a mission. And then the first actual mission you go on, you go to a distillery.
So the prologue in mission 1, that's what you've done.
No, I'm on, prologue mission 1, and now I just started mission 2.
Got it. Okay.
I'm about an hour into mission 2. And when
if I recall correct, you break out, then you meet up with some people, and then your like first mission is after you go on a boat, I think.
Yes, it's very if you played Half-Life 2, it kind of starts out that way.
Yeah,
where you're
it does.
like
Yeah.
You're escaping and finding the resistance because of the plot of the game.
You're absolutely right. That is a really good comparison of Half-Life 2. Yeah.
Which also gave me anxiety when I was first playing it. Like, I don't know, that first death in a game is like, like it's very intense. So like sometimes I'll just run and die right away. And like,
gotta learn what the stakes are. Yeah, gotta learn what the stakes are and just get your feet wet. Literally just jump first, just jump right in.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. So it was fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. Thank you.
Well, I look forward to playing a bit with you on Thursday since we are done with Karmic in Space. Hopefully we can get some of that going. If we don't want to stream it, we don't have to. We'll talk about it. But
Okay.
I want everyone to go subscribe to Spurgsnake. He went back live. He's back live on his channel on Monday night, doing his game streams. Wheel of Fortune, Family Feud, a variety of different games. It's good to see you live again. I was excited to pop in there.
Well, I only missed that one Monday.
I know, but that matters to some people.
And I
Just
have
like
Jackbox
you said to
games
me,
installed,
you
so-
noticed that one week where I wasn't in the chat, and I noticed the one week where you weren't even live. I was like, oh dang, all right.
Well, I guess. But there's like I also installed Jackbox games, so there's like Fibbage and there's like a drawing one, and I don't know. Oh, GeoGuessr was the other one I like. That one's fun because it gets a little third worldy,
Yeah.
and so there's a lot of jokes to be made. Oh, thank you, Ro. Appreciate you.
So yeah, go
guys are
follow
great.
him
Thank
over
you.
on YouTube. His stuff should be in the description, but otherwise it's scrolling right now at Spurgsnake. You don't have to type in those special characters if you just type in the right ones, it'll take you there. So
Yeah.
go ahead and drop him a subscribe and give him a super tip if you feel like he's doing a good show over there.
Yeah, you don't have to do that, but thank you.
I mean, if you're doing a good show, you gotta support. Well, I think that's pretty much it for this episode. I'm gonna get some stuff done today before I go live at WATP at 5:30 Eastern. The episode is live, so go check it out. The co-host over there is Adam Bush, TV's Adam Bush. He's also a musician, so if you're unfamiliar, you should definitely watch it. But I don't think anyone in my chat or watches the show is not familiar with WATP, so why am I plugging them? I don't know, but doesn't matter. The other things I'm getting up to this week is finishing The Last of the Move with my girlfriend, and then I'm going to buckle down and get some God of War in. If I don't stream it, I'm probably playing it offline, but I try to stream it just so our friend Lou the God can watch it. So, because I know he likes watching somebody else play that game. So, thank you very much for joining, Snake. Thank you very much for joining, Dee Dee. I missed our other co-hosts this week, and everyone in the chat, thank you very much for joining. And if you haven't, hit the like button. Till then, we'll see you next time. Oh, wait, I have an actual outro. I always forget about that. I'm stupid. Hold on.
Yeah.
Professional. I'm not.
Good job.